two cover pages for this week's chapter. We got the One Piece Film Gold on the cover of Weekly Shonen, which for One Piece Film Gold, which will be airing next weekend. And we also got a cover page, the Southern cover page, which is kind of nice. But the only problem I have is, if you notice in that boat, you have Robin holding the flamingo bird, and who is standing opposite Robin? Freaking Frankie. I hate that they're forcing that down our throats, but it is what it is. And is it just me, or each of those cover pages we've been getting the past few weeks getting hotter than the next, especially with Nami? Anyway, speaking of hot, we go into this chapter, and basically, well, we can break it down into 2 points, but we do get some heavy bits of information. First off, with the rabbit that's chasing the Straw Hat, or at least Nami, Carrot, and Chopper. Carrot makes the observation that's not a mink, because apparently it doesn't have the ability to produce electricity. So and Chopper says it's devil fruit related, so it could be similar to Chopper. But and then that one guy who has the hobby of burying himself alive takes the hit, and before then, actually, Carrot does something impressive. She comes in with a kick, and you can see the electrical attack on the spear. So she's back in some serious power. But like I said, and one of the things that Nami says to her, don't get separated. And the way they keep saying that makes me believe, I said it in the previous chapter review, this could be like the beginning where each of the Straw Hats and each of the group gets separated. And if you think about it logically, and they use obviously the guy to, I don't even know what his name is, the guy who keeps very alive. He's annoying, but as Nami said, he's a good landmark, and he takes the hit, and they bump into Luffy again, or both Luffys, but we come to find out which one's a fake. And now this is the thing, we see Nami say, we're going to go to the coast, but and you know the trees are alive, so that's the reason why, even though the log post is pointing in one direction, it really doesn't matter, because they're being led into one direction, which leads them back to this, back to that one guy who likes burning himself alive. So, and then the whole thing about the Luffy, they're still battling out the Mirror Luffy. Now, this is, I guarantee you, not a lot of people would have seen this, but you would have noticed this, but I'm gonna say it right off. You see the fake Luffy go with the straws, and then you see the real Luffy say, "Wait, that's not me." But before he can finish it, and you do hear somebody say, I think it's Nami, said, "Did you say something, Luffy?" He said, "No." But before Luffy can the real Luffy can finish, you see somebody's hand covering his mouth. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that could be pudding, and a lot of people have been calling it, and so have I. And this could be whether a lot of people saying she's the one that trapped her in. However, we do get introduced to one of the Charlotte family daughters, the 8th daughter, in fact, Charlotte Bruley or Bruley. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but whatever. First off, she's obviously disguised herself as a Luffy to trick the Straw Hats, and she grabs hold of Nami. And by the way, did you see the size of that bitch? Or the witch in this case, because she has a nose like Hansel and Gretel, on some Gretel type shit. Anyway, she has a scar under her eye, and she's like, "Oh, don't fret." But you have adorable little faces, the cute little bunny rabbit, obviously taking the piss out of Chopper as well, which is funny. Which is always funny when he gets taken the piss out. But anyway, and then he says she has a problem with people with adorable faces, so she has a psychotic edge, much like Big Mom. Now again, I could be wrong, but that person who's behind the real Luffy could be Puddin, or it could be another Charlotte family. However, it was Puddin that told them to go to that route. So, I mean, a lot of people have been calling it. So, this is where the trap is sprung. And speaking of traps, we go from there to where Nami. I mean, that look. Speaking of seductive, we see Sanji talking to his hot sister, and AKA Radio Vinsmoke, and they have an interesting conversation to begin with. But before then, you see the ships, and you see the explanation is how the Vinsmokes are a kingdom without a land. However, we come to find out why that is, because each of the ships that we see, the Dendamushi type ships, yeah, they come into one and they actually form the castle. You see, so I thought that was kind of cool. And again, right outside the Big Mom's fortress as well. So uh, now one other thing, we see the conversation between Sanji and Reiju, and according to Reiju, however you want to pronounce it, it's been 13 years since they last spoke or last met. So does that, uh, so that implies a couple of things. Again, a flashback is fast approaching, I think, and given the fact how we finally get introduced to Sanji's old man, Sanji's papa, Jaji, I think it is. Jaji, is it? Yeah. Anyway, before I get into that, we even got spoiled anyway because we get the portrait photo, and we did see the one thing, and I noticed this in the comments, and I'm going to go through more most of them in a bit after this. But one of the things I noticed is you don't see the Vince Smoke like eyebrows. So a lot of people are saying it could be the mother's trait. We'll have to find out for that. But I thought it was kind of interesting. I didn't expect to get introduced to Sanji's dad, at least not yet, not until the flashback. But this could be where the flashback starts because now would be as good a time as any to find out what the fuck is going on. But before then, the conversation that Reiju had with Sanji about, oh, why are you in league with the Straw Hats? You got everything going for you with the Pin Smokes. You have royalty, you have money, you have fame, and you have even the hot servants, and even Sanji's spacing out of him. But he has his loyalty to the Straw Hats. And another thing as well, it looks like Reiji has come into contact with Pudding. Now that could be a couple of mean a couple of things. Remember a couple of chapters ago when Pudding was mentioning how she met Sanji? Well, it could be either Sanji's portrait or it could mean she was tricked because obviously he has a sparrow eyebrow like Sanji, and plus we've seen how he spaced out over Nami, so it could be that Pudding mistakes Sanji for Yonji, which would make sense in theory, and given the fact that she only describes Sanji as his nickname by Blackleg. Oh, he has black legs. Well, you know, it's that's what it sounds like. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. And given the fact they've already came into contact, and it looks like Rage has already had a conversation or two with Pudding, I thought that was kind of interesting. Do you guys think that's Pudding is behind Luffy, the real Luffy right now? I think it is, but I could be wrong. But anyway, we move on, and then we get introduced to Sanji's old man, Vince Smoke Jaji, and man, is he's got so I mean, it's huge as fuck compared to Sanji. He's on some size of Blackbeard, but and he's got the pointy like mustache, I guess, and he's got the goatee as well, like Sanji. But we don't see, and like I said, we don't see the spiral eyebrows. Maybe it's because of the mask, but a lot of people. And I'm looking at the comments now, and it looks like a lot of people that the spiral eyebrows are from the mother's side, which could be the case. Although we haven't seen the mother yet, if she's actually there, and we come to find out Sanji wants nothing to do with the Vince Smokes, and then the chapter ends with Sanji saying, "Even if I would have the parent, sure as hell would it be you," pissing off Papa Vince Smoke. Sanji could be in trouble because now he's in a and he sees Jaji say, "Let's take this outside, son, and let's handle your business, and let's tackle this with our fist." Now, I'm looking at the comments, and a lot of people thinking the same way that I am. Sanji's never used his fists because he's a chef. He doesn't use his hands. He uses his feet, right? However, because this is a different matter, could this mean we're finally going to get to see Sanji use this? Because he's had some type of assassination training. Could he be using his hands for the first time? I doubt it, but that it is a possibility. And given the fact that I mean, he could kick his father all right, but I don't know. Sanji could be in a bit of trouble, guys. So, and we could get the rest of the Sanji brothers show up as well. I mean, they're bound to as well because I think Georgie mentioned something about. I didn't Sanji say, "Oh, I might have more power than Yanji," which is, I mean, in terms of power scale, we don't know how the Pin Smokes work out. But I'd say with the two older brothers, then it'd be Sanji, then it'd be Reiju, and then it'd be Yanji. Although we can't be sure yet. But if I had to make a guess, it'd be that way. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'm going to read some of the comments and then I'll wrap it up. And basically, yeah, you feel the same way that I said. Sanji is a huge disadvantage because he only uses his feet. However, that doesn't mean he might not. He might use his hands because it's. I mean, he's got some kind of beef with the Vince Smokes. What that is, hopefully, we'll find out when we get the flashback. Again, that's got to be incoming. And then, but yeah, that's that. Anyway, that's the review. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like it if you did. Appreciate that. Comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.